Hello everybody and welcome to another Tuesday here with me, Eli. Okay, so I'm in my kitchen today because there is a lack of light bulbs in my apartment and I am so lazy, so sorry for the sake. But today's topic is gender, specifically non-binary gender identities and different identities, like a spectrum of them, you could say. So I'm gonna talk about, sorry, I'm looking up, I wrote notes, like my notebook. It's got cool Lisa Frank stickers because I am a nerd. But so the first thing I'm going to talk about is that there's a difference between gender expression, identity, and presentation. So just to get that clear before I go into different genders, none of these genders mean a person specifically like presents one way. They could be masculine presenting, feminine presenting, neither of the two, or expresses a certain way. Everybody expresses their gender differently compared to them, but these are different ways to identify and different ways people might identify with one or any of them. So the first one I wrote down the definition. Well, I made up a definition-ish. So for a non-binary gender, it's a gender that is outside the societal binary of male and female, or in between. You could feel in between male and female, a mixture of both, or you could feel completely neither, or kind of on a different measuring scale completely for gender. That's the best way I can describe it. Brighten this up. That's the best way I can describe it. So the first one I wrote down is genderqueer, because I'm genderqueer. I'm genderqueer and transmasculine. So for me, genderqueer means I sometimes feel like I'm somewhere in the middle of male and female, but more than that, I usually feel like I'm on a different measuring scale for gender. So I don't know, there's something about like male and female that just don't like do it for me in my brain. I don't click with them. They don't like resonate with me at all, and a lot of the time. Sometimes they do a little bit, but most of the time I'm just like, no. So genderqueer is just basically queering the gender binary, not really fitting in that, and you can present any which way. You could be feminine, masculine, like I said before, but that's basically genderqueer to me. I'm gonna go fast because I'm just gonna go through 5. The next one, agender, no gender, feeling like you have no gender at all, or just having no gender at all, basically. Sometimes I feel a little agender when I am just like, I don't know, thinking about it a lot. I'm just like, I switch from like genderqueer to agender. I'm just like, sometimes I have no gender at all. Sometimes I'm somewhere in a weird spectrum. It's all wibbly wobbly. But yes, agender, no gender. Gender fluid, moving between 2 or more genders. A lot of people, I think, assume that it means just going from male to female, back and forth, but that's kind of a binarist way of thinking of things. Gender fluid is just moving from 2 or more genders, back and forth and all around. You can move from so many at once, really, and pronouns can vary from each one, so that one's just being more fluid in your gender. What's the next one? Demi-boy and demi-girl. A demi-boy is when you feel like sometimes a boy, and then sometimes not, something else. And then demi-girl is sometimes a girl, and then sometimes not something else. So those are 2 other ones too. So I think that's 5 or 6 that I just named off. I don't want to make this like a 10-minute video, but what else did I write? Oh, pronouns and fluidity. So, pronouns. With all of these, there is not one set of pronouns. You can use whatever you want, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Just because you're non-binary doesn't mean you only have to use like they, them, or neutral ones. I use they, them, but I also use he, him, because I feel really comfortable in that. And language kind of is a little bit behind gender, so there's not exactly all the words to fit how people express in English, at least, yet. People are starting to change that. But I would, if you're experimenting with your gender, if you're trying to figure out how you feel most comfortable, I would say try it all on. You know, say it out loud to yourself, see how it feels, because that's the most important part. Whatever feels good to you is right, because that makes you comfortable. And that's the goal of figuring out all of this. For me, when I use he, him, it's not at all in a male way. But either way, yeah, those are some examples of non-binary identities. I hope that you learned something, maybe, or identified with any of them. And if you have some more to teach me and all the ambiguity watchers, leave them in the comments down below. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe to us and our Tumblr. Have a great day.